Today on Home Theater Fanatics, we're going to talk about a $900 pair of gaming headphones. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Giles, and like I said, we're going to talk about a $900 pair of gaming headphones today. And we're going to cover off on what these are good at, what they're bad at, and if this is something that you should invest your money in. And I'm pretty excited to talk about them because in some ways they're really good. In some ways they might surprise you as well. Audeze sent these over for review. They're on loan, so thank you so much, Audeze, for sending these out to me. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into these. And I think to start, we should talk about what a set of gaming headphones is supposed to do. I think a lot of people that are coming to my channel are going to approach these headphones from a music point of view. But remember, these are gaming headphones, so they're not designed specifically to play back music. Now, I've listened to a lot of music on these, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But remember, the main purpose is to play games, right? So these guys go on, got cables in the front, and they have a microphone, which I'll show you in a bit as well. But they're designed primarily to bring that gaming environment to you and allow you to be as good as you can be while you're playing games. And I'll tell you the difference between what you're trying to do in the two environments. Now, from a music point of view, I think you understand that, right? You want a nice sound stage, you want good imaging, you want depth of field, you want to sound like you're in the room with the musicians, right? But from a gaming point of view, those things are important, but what you're really trying to do, particularly when you're playing first-person shooters, and that's really where a lot of this comes in, a lot of the technology and a lot of the design philosophy really applies, is trying to be able to identify your enemy, right? So if you got your gun, right, and you're out playing something like Apex Legends, you want to be able to identify if someone's close to you, far away from you, what direction they are they over here, here, how far back, are they moving toward you, are they moving away from you? And there are certain ways that you can optimize headphones to do that as opposed to sounding good for music. One of the very important pieces to a gaming headset is the dynamic range, right? And in general, when you think about headphones and music, you want a very high dynamic range, right? You want low lows and high highs, right? Loud louds and soft softs. But in a gaming environment, it becomes very important to be able to hear everything, even the faint sounds you want to be able to hear. So if you can compress that down so that the louds aren't super loud and the faint sounds are lifted up a little bit, it allows you to be more competitive because you can hear when someone's far away. You still hear their footsteps as they're coming at you, right? So if you're in a room, you're behind a door, somebody's walking at you, you want to be able to hear that. You don't want that to mix into the background. So you want that dynamic range compressed a little bit, and that's completely at odds with what you want out of a set of headphones that are specific for music.
1 minute. We have to target the down that one. Reloading. Bad guys, let's do this.
So understanding some of the core components there of what you want out of a gaming headset as opposed to what you want out of a music headset, I think it's very interesting the way that these were designed. And I think this is a good way for us to jump off into the sonic performance of these headphones and how it applies, because I do think that these were really designed to be gaming headphones. And the reason I say that is the mid-range on these is a bit pronounced and is very good. So you don't get this kind of airy sound that you might get out of other planers, right? But what happens is with that really good mid-range and that maybe compressed dynamic range, because on the flip side, the bass is okay, right? You hear the bass notes, but they're not as strong or pronounced as you might hear in other high-end headphones specifically designed for music. But with that more subdued high, more subdued low, and super, super excellent mid-range, it really pulls out all those sounds so that when you're gaming, it gives you that situational awareness, that spatial awareness, and the ability to identify where objects are moving around that you might not get in a headphone that's specifically designed for listening to music.
And I'm bored now. Jumping off you. Down one. Reloading. Down another one.
Let's talk a little bit about the design of the headphone and the ergonomics, right? So these have really, really soft cups. They're large and deep, and I think they'll fit just about anybody's ears because I'm a really good test case because I have a huge head and huge ears, and for me, they fit quite well. There's a lot of adjustability on the height of the headband, so I think this will adapt to most people's head. And while the ends are quite large, I think as your head scales down in size, that won't be a problem. They won't be too big for you, but they're absolutely not a svelte small kind of headphone. They are large, but I think they look quite good. This is all metal construction, which to me lends additional strength to the headphone, and it feels very, very quality. The headband is some type, I would guess that it's probably not real leather, but potentially it is. It looks quite good, and then you have the metal springy band here at the top too. Now, if you look closely, you have your two connectors on the front, and this headphone includes two different cables. So there's a nice braided cable that is audio only, but there's also a headphone cable that includes microphone, right? So we'll go ahead and plug these in so you can kind of see what that looks like. The microphone is always going to be on the left side, and the quality is okay. It's not the best microphone I've ever used, but it will pass right now. For me, preferably, I'm going to use an external microphone, but if you're in a situation where you don't have that type of capability and you need to use this, this is absolutely adequate, but I would not consider this to be a broadcast quality microphone. The ability to position the microphone is, I think, reasonable, but it really doesn't improve or detract from the sound unless you really pull something crazy off to the side. So in any reasonable spot, this will be able to give you pretty much all of the performance of this particular microphone. Some final thoughts on the LCD-GX from Audeze. I like that these headphones do what they're built for, right? So it's not like they took a set of music headphones and slapped a microphone on it and said, these are made for gaming. That wouldn't make a lot of sense to me, and it wouldn't be worth $900 to me. I do believe that these are purpose designed, purpose built for what they do because the way that they're voiced really lends themselves to gameplay. So if you think about what you do and how much these cost, I think that's going to help you decide if this is the right headphone for you. And what I mean by that is if you primarily listen to music on your PC, then these might not be the right headphones for you. So if you're, 90% music listener and 10% gaming, then I would not go with these. There are many other headphones from Audeze that are better for music at equal or lower price points. Now, if you're a gamer and you spend the majority of your time gaming, then I think there's a strong case to be built for these because these are really, really good when it comes to gaming because of that philosophy of the way they built these and voiced the highs, the mids, and the lows. So I think at that point, you're going to be quite satisfied and pleased with these because they don't sound bad for music at all. We're really kind of nitpicking at this point, right? Because these are very, very good all around, but they are exceptional for gaming. Would I buy these to game on? Absolutely. They're not the best gaming headphones out there, but at the price point, you might argue that they are the best at that price. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.